Guys, I think it's just something so powerful in being able to be outside and enjoy your own company. And that's what I did today. Like, I came to one of my local parks, and I am outside. I bought me a picnic blanket. I got me some little gummies and a drink. And I just sat outside, read, gamed, and just enjoyed my own company. So that's one thing that I always like to stress is Saturday, y'all. I am so glad to be here. I'm so glad you guys clicked on my channel. I am so glad you guys are still with me. As of right now, we have 762 people a part of our family. I got off from work yesterday and looked at my YouTube channel, and when I seen 762, I almost cried, y'all. I almost bawled my eyes out. I am so thankful. I am so grateful to all of you. All of you, even the ones that just gives me the watch hours and have not made up their mind to subscribe yet. I just really thank you guys, because none of this would be happening without you guys. Thank you so much. It's like something that I wanted to do, was scared to do, actually did, and I have so much support from my social media family that it is just unreal, y'all. So unreal. And I just thank y'all. I really thank y'all. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, here every Wednesday and Sunday we get on here, we do lives, we do community tabs, we do vlogs, and we talk about nothing but books and a little bit of lifestyle. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, I suggest you subscribe to my channel. Down in the bottom corner you will see an icon that says Yolanda's Books. If you click on that icon, there should be some notification bells that come up. You can click those, click all, it'll let you know when I upload anything on YouTube, so you will never miss out. So today, guys, let's talk about my October TBR. Yes, it's about that time already, and I have not even gotten through my September TBR, but it's time to talk about our October TBR. How is y'all September TBRs going? I am actually getting to the point where I might not even make TBRs anymore, because I mood read so much, and I just really don't get through the books that I say that I'm going to read for that TBR. So that's just a thought of mine. I don't know. Tell me it down in the comments. Do you guys make TBRs, or you just pretty much just like go to your bookshelf and just decide what you're going to read that day, for that week, or whatever? But it's just so exciting to have like anticipated reads, TBR cards, books that you want to read for that particular month, especially if it has something to do with like that particular season. But I don't know, I mood read so much, y'all, to it just seems like my TBR cards are the books that I say I want to read for that month. I just don't get to them the way I want to anymore. So I don't know, there's something on my radar, something on my brain. I might not title my vlog as a TBR. I don't know. I'm just thinking, and just thinking out loud with you guys. But anyway, so we're gonna do our October TBR. I don't want to say E because it don't make sense, to be read eventually. One of my subscribers, Lonesome Dove, she came up with that one, and I just thought it was just the cutest thing. But anyway, guys, let's get into this October TBR. And most of these books that I have on my October TBR, guys, is books that I have already supposed to have read already, either on August TBR, June TBR, you know, and just books that I have actually started and just have not finished. And I want to finish these books because I want to be able to either say, dang, I'm going to keep that book because I want to read it again, or I will give it to a little free library, which y'all know I love doing that. And I have not been a little free library giving away with you guys for a while. Hopefully this weekend I can get some of that done, because I have a ton of books that I need to give away on my shelf, my TBR, my little free library shelf back there in the hallway. And they're just continuously filling up. So I have to get those books to other people so that the less fortunate can read them. And that just brings so much joy to my heart, y'all. So let's get started. Let's get started. The first one is Tell Me What Really Happened by Chelsea Sadoti. I'm not quite sure how to say that last name. But as you can see, I have started this book. If you look on my Goodreads, I have started this book like some time ago. It's not that this book is not good. It's just that I mood read so much and it just have been put on the back burner. So this is a YA mystery, and it's just pretty much about some kids who thought it was a good idea to spend the weekend at this campsite since their parents was away, and the campsite was named Salvation Creek. So it was 5 of them, you know, they were gonna do s'mores, steal kisses, share secrets, just all the little young teenage things. But after midnight, one of the friends vanished. So now it's only 4 of them, and all 4 of them are up under suspicion about what happened in the woods. So they're trying to figure out what happened to the one person that never returned when they came back from Salvation Creek. And y'all, I really do like this book because it actually, chapters of it is actually like the interview that the detectives are doing with each student, and the different perspective of what happened with each student is so wild, because like all of them were there, but they all have different perspectives of what happened. That is just so wild and so weird to me, and that is what makes it all more interesting for me to read. And with the interviews of the students and all, it has a ton of dialogue in it, and it's just so interesting. So I am currently on page 86 of this book, and I will be finishing this book in October if I don't finish it this month, but it will be a read for me on my October TBR. We have another book called Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zanur. And y'all, I did not notice that this was a memoir when I picked this book up. I love reading memoirs. Memoirs bring so much perspective on my life by seeing the things that other people went through and that they overcame. That is a lot of the reason why I actually started doing my vlogs, because I enjoyed it. It didn't pick up at first because I didn't have my niche, but I finally got my niche, and here we are, 762 subscribers later. So memoirs really mean a lot to me. This one here is just pretty much about a indie rock musician named as Japanese Breakfast was in her. Okay, what is this one about, y'all? So, oh, well, of course, Yolanda, it's a memoir. So it is about this author, and she is a indie rock musician known as a Japanese breakfast, was in her mid-20s, working as a waitress and struggling to launch her music career in Philadelphia. She got a call that her mother was ill. She put her life on hold and flew home to Eugene, Oregon to be with her mother through the final months of her battling with cancer. So pretty much this is about an Asian person who had a career, or her career was about to begin, but she had to put her career on hold because her mother got ill. And then like it just says that I'm thinking like as a kid she was just wondering why her mother did not really embrace their Asian culture, and like she didn't want to embrace their Asian culture because like they wanted to be known as being an American, if I'm not mistaken, y'all. But I am very interested in reading this book, and I don't know anything about this book, so that's why I had to read the back of this book. But this is a memoir, and this will be on our October TBR. We're gonna read a graphic novel on our TBR. Not a graphic novel, this is a manga. So it is called Wolf Girl and Black Prince, black and white. So we're gonna read this one for October in our TBR because I actually bought the book, so we need to kind of read it. This is book 1. I think I have book 1 and 2. And it says, fed up with her friends, constant bragging about their boyfriends, high school Erica decides to make up one of her own. So pretty much this is like a fake dating trope type manga. So hopefully it'll be interesting for me to read. And we have Catherine Center. It's called Hello Stranger. So we're going to read this one for October as well. It says, it's all started to come together for struggling artist Sadie Montgomery. She was just named the finalist in the National Portrait Competition of her dreams, but when she winds up with a rare but real condition where human faces look like jigsaw puzzles, it is, to say the least, not good. Oh my goodness, I do remember reading the back of this book when I bought this book, and just that part really did intrigue me about this book. I don't know if I can even imagine being one way and the next thing you know, when you look at people, they look like jigsaw puzzles. Oh my God, y'all. I am so intrigued to read this book. But also with her being an artist, maybe that will be the one thing in her life that is a tragedy, but also something that will make her life successful, if you know what I mean. And the reason why I say that, y'all, is because her art will be totally different from everybody else's art. It is actually being, of course, seen in her eyes. And if I remember correctly, like I have seen some pieces of art that people have drawn that actually look like, you know, a distorted face, but you can clearly see the face within that art. So I am very interested in reading this book. Now that this book sounds like this is going to be very interesting, a page turner. Looking at the chapters, is a lot of page breaks in here. The chapters are not super long. Dialogue is hella good in this book by looking at the chapters, and that is what I love. So this right here seems like it's gonna be a little cutesy book for me to read for the month of October. This book was given to me by a co-worker. She wanted me to try this book out, let her know how I feel about this book, and it is called Trying to Sleep in the Bed You Made by Virginia DeBerry and Donna Grant. It is an Oprah Book Club Book of the Month. And I don't know anything about this book, so we will read the back of this book together. But I need to get to this book so I can tell my friend what I think about this book. So it says, trying to sleep in the bed you made will draw you into the lives of these honest and believable characters from the first page, and it won't let you go until the last. That's what I'm talking about. I love reading little spurts on the back of the book like that, because that makes me want to read a book. And the cover of this book, pretty much, y'all, it is very simple and dainty, but the cover of this book is stunning to me. It says Gail and Patricia was total opposites who chose each other as best friends when they were children. Through the years, they were raised together as close as sisters. Gail, the beauty pampered by her working class parents, believes a man will make her world complete. Pat, the brainy one. Okay, so I guess this is Gail and this might be Pat. I'm not sure. If y'all read this book, correct me in the comments, let me know. So it says Pat, the brainy one, is the hand-me-down child whose mystery parenting haunts her. She's determined to finally make a home for herself, an executive suit at the top of her career. And there is Marcus Carter, linked to both women from the moment a childhood tragedy bound them in secrecy. Oh, so this is kind of like a mystery. Guys, I swear, this is like the first time I've read the back of this book since I've had it. And I did not know that part. Best friends face down the past in this beloved novel from best-selling authors Virginia and Donna. Wow. I'm excited to read this book now, y'all. How many of y'all feel that way when you guys are talking to somebody about a book, or you're doing your vlogs and you actually are going in blind to read a book for the next month? You read the synopsis with your family and friends, either family at home or your family on social media, and it's like, do I want to wait till the next month to read this book? That is exactly how it was with this book just now for me, because that was the first time I actually paid attention to what the back of this book said. So very interesting. I cannot wait to read this book. I love when a book makes me feel like that. And y'all, I have to get to this book. I love Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and I have been struggling to go ahead on and get to This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I hear so many people talk about Soledad, talk about Judah, and it is just unreal how people say this book made them feel. A lot of people, I've heard read people say like they are so proud of Soledad, how she handled herself in this book. Mr. Cross, they really did enjoy his character in this book. And then I think the person that is Soledad's children's father and everything, they said they could have just whooped his ass. So very interesting. I know Kennedy Ryan writes very good books. Her books are addictive. Her books are page turners. Her books are great. So I am going to get to this book in the month of October, because I have a couple more books, plenty more books on my shelf that I need to read by Kennedy Ryan. She is a great author. I love reading her books. Her, Brittany Cherry, Natasha Bishop, y'all, I love their books. So I don't even think this book need a synopsis read about it, but I'll read it for you guys. It says Soledad has her life all planned out, because of course she does. She plans everything. She fixes everything. She never met a party she couldn't host or a charge she couldn't lead. But none of her varied talents help when the life she built with the man who was supposed to be her forever goes poof in a cloud of betrayal and disillusion. There's no time for grief, and that is life. And that is life, y'all. There's no time for grief. She's too busy keeping a roof over her daughter's head and food on the table. And in the process of saving them all, Soledad discovers herself from the ashes of a life burnt to the ground. Something bold and new can rise. But when Judah Cross, brilliant single dad, an absolute last man she should want but seem to resist, either enter the picture. Can she trust him? Can she trust herself? After all she's lost and found, is she brave enough to take the risk for what could be Oh, y'all, that kind of stuff just makes me jittery and just all happy inside. And I love when a book does that to me as well. I've had this on my TBR for quite some time, y'all. I even did a vlog about reading graphic novels, and I did finish this book, but I didn't really remember too much about it. So it's just a little graphic novel, y'all. So I am going to try to read this book again, see if it makes a little bit more sense to me than it did when I did the actual vlog with it. When I'm really not wanting to read, or like if I'm at work and I still want to read something, that is the reason why I put this book back on my TBR to read, because I can read a graphic novel, won't stop reading, won't be in a book slump. We have a young adult book, which is the second book to the American Royals 2 series. This is called Majesty. I don't know what I was just thinking. I read the first book to this series, which is American Royal. It's just a YA book, y'all, just about princes and princesses and royalty. So the first book, it was pretty good. I don't really remember as much as I feel like I should about that book, but like I said, y'all, YA books, they're so dainty for me that some of them I can actually like remember from day to day about that book, and I can just rant and rave about that book, and some of them I cannot, but I still enjoyed the read. So I will be reading the second book to that series in October. There's a book that I've never seen before, never heard of, and I bought this book from a library sale. It's called Every Waking Hour by Joanna Henson, but it's a mystery, and it looks like it could be pretty good, y'all. It says, after surviving a serial killer's abduction as a teenager, Ellery is finally attempting to live a normal life. She has a new job as a rookie Boston detective and a relationship with Reed Markham, the FBI agent who rescued her years ago. I wonder how that's gonna go. But when a 12-year-old girl disappears on her watch, the troubling case opens deep wounds that never fully healed. Wow, that might be interesting, y'all, because what it is that she might be a little bit too attached to this case. It might not turn out too good for her, because she has wounds that have never been healed from when she was actually abducted. So could be very interesting. Like I said, y'all, I've never seen this book before. I picked it up at a book sale, and I want to say it was one of the brown paperback book sales that they have. So if you guys have read this book, know anything about this author and this book, just drop it down in the comments and let me know. That way I won't be going in it too blind. And I decided to take it easy on myself, y'all, in October. So I only got 10 books on my to be read in October, and I desperately want to get to this book, y'all, Beartown by Frederick Backman. I hear so many good things about this book. I've read this one, A Man Called Ovi. I tandem read it. I did not read it, y'all. That was a book that I did DNF. That, I don't know what it was it urban humor or something like that? That book was so not good. And I do hear a lot of people say that they love that book, and as y'all know, we will have different opinions on books, but that book just did not make sense to me. I just could not get into that book. I did get into like a part that it seems like, you know, his wife had died or something like that, and like he was pretty much kind of like trying to end his life in his own way, in his own terms, on his own time and everything. Like some people moved next door. I think they were like Japanese people or something like that. The book just wasn't good to me. It didn't float my boat. It didn't keep me interested. I just could not follow along with that book. So, but I have heard so many great things about Beartown by Frederick Backman, and I am so eager to read this book. It says, one of the plainest truth about both towns and individuals that usually don't turn into what we tell them to be, but what they are told they are. People said Beartown is finished. A tiny community nested deep in the forest. It is slowly losing ground to the ever encroaching trees, but down by the lake stood an old ice rink built generations ago by the working men who founded the town, and that ice rink is the reason people in Beartown believes tomorrow will be better than today. Oh. The junior ice hockey team is about to compete in the national semifinals, and they actually have a shot at winning. All the hopes and dreams of this place now rest on the shoulders of a handful of teenage boys. A victory would send star player Kevin onto the brilliant professional future in hockey. It would mean everything to Matt, a scrawny 15-year-old treated like an outcast everywhere but on the ice, and it would justify the choice that Peter, the team's general manager, and his wife Kara made to return to his hometown and raise their children in a beautiful but isolated place. Being responsible for the hopes of an entire town is a heavy burden, and the semifinals is the catastrophe for a violent act that will leave a young girl traumatized and a town in turmoil. Here is a story no one wants to believe, since doing so would mean the end of the dream. Oh, I was wondering if it was going to get interesting, because I was thinking, you know, about a reading like this is just about a town that pretty much was kind of like forgotten about, and they were trying to bring the town back by teenagers going off to like professional hockey leagues. But then it gets to the point of like something tragic happens to a girl, and it has to be a young girl, yes, in the town, and it turns the town upside down. Oh my God, y'all. It says, late one evening toward the end of March, a young teenager picked up a double-barreled shotgun, walked into the forest, put the gun to someone else's forehead, and pulled the trigger. This is the story of how we got there. Y'all, do you think I can wait till October to read this book? Now I'm seeing why so many people ranting and raving about this book. Oh my goodness. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this book. I might not can wait till October to read this book, y'all. I want to read this book actually today. And this seems like a book that I won't even have to tandem read, y'all. Just from that first page in that first chapter, I feel like I will zoom through this book. And it's not a very long book. It has like 400 and something pages in it. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. Oh, anyway, y'all. Y'all just do not know what books do to me. But anyway, so those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books that I will read in the month of October for my October TBR. And like I said before, these are just books that have been on my TBR card just because I picked them off my bookshelf and wanted to read them for a little bit now. And it's time for me to get the books that I have not read off of my TBR card, and read them so I can put other books on my TBR card. So very excited about that. And y'all, that is the end of this vlog. This is my October TBR. Y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys plan to read in the month of October. Give me some book recommendations, y'all. We need to go to the bookstore, go book shopping, and I want to go book shopping off of the recommendations from my family. So drop down in the comments, give me some book recommendations so that I can take you guys along with me as we pick up the book recommendations that you have given me. So that will be a very exciting vlog because you guys will be a part of that, and I love when you guys are a part of my TBRs, my bookstore vlogs, just my vlogs period, because all of this centers around you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. How about that? All right guys, bye guys.